It is June 26th, 2024. We are at the Eisenhower Foundation, and we are with Joe Frank Bean, and he is a World War II veteran. So, Joe, where are you from?
I was born.
Where were you born?
Yeah, born. I was born May 29th, 1927 in Waltonville, Illinois. Small town of about 300.
And what did your folks do?
They were both in school.
They were in school. Were they in college then, or still in?
Yes, sir. High school, yeah.
Okay. And how many brothers and sisters?
I had 2 brothers, 1 sister.
Great. Did you go to school in Waltonville?
No,
Where'd you go to school?
in Rock Center, Illinois.
Do you remember where you were when you heard about Pearl Harbor?
Yeah, I was a school, I guess, and went for it.
What did you like to do in school? Did you play sports or did you have in the band?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Well, back then we had to make our games up.
You had to make your games up?
Oh, yeah.
So what kind of game
Marbles,
did you play?
Marbles. And talk about all kind of it more, and also as we like we throw coins, see how close it comes to crack on the sidewalk, stuff like that. And no bicycle in there. All the things we had, we made our own.
You made your own fun.
Made our own.
That's great. Did you get to graduate high school?
Because right now I was 18 when I went to service.
Okay. So you got drafted?
August 2nd of 45.
You were drafted
I was drafted, yes.
and you went into the Army?
Yeah, Army, yeah. I went to a camp up in South Carolina, Spartanburg. 16 weeks training.
Can you tell me what a typical day was like in basic training?
Well, we were 18, and our mentor, the sergeant, was in a room about 20 people, and he had a room by himself. But at 5:30 in the morning, he'd come, wake everybody up, rise and shine in the most sarcastic voice I ever heard. We had to have a bed made up in 5 minutes. We'd flip a coin on it and let it jump back in the air and be out for calisthenics. The thing I remember is he was about 38 and we were 18. He did everything and more than what we did. A mentor is simply somebody sets the example.
That's pretty good.
He sets the example for life. So I still make my bed up first thing in the morning.
Do you do the quarter?
No, I don't do that anymore. No, my bed doesn't. It won't do that, but
Did you have to do a lot of calisthenics, marching?
all of you name it, police area, that's simply, training is teachers should be ready to do something on instant and read all the time and be ready to go. That's what they teach you. And they do a good job of it.
That's great. So you were there 16 weeks, and then what happened at that point? Where did you go next?
After 16 weeks, when the war ended at the middle of that time, September, and we got out in about November. So instead of going to Japan, we went to Germany. Great experience.
Where were you at in Germany?
Frankfurt on the Main. Ike's headquarters.
That's pretty awesome. So tell me about what you did. What was your job?
My job, we were still in the infantry. We got there, and they selected several men to study radio. So we had a short 2-week course, and our group was selected to go to the transmitter site. And the other group went to the receiver site on a triangle 5 miles out from our headquarters. All the equipment was large, and we had a big 40 kW transmitter that sent messages back and forth, scrambled messages to the U.S. It all came through our headquarters, and we just sent it. And then, of course, you go up at the ionosphere, and it's about shorter, and took a delay time to be able to. And our mobile units were about 10 inside and about 10 outside. And there was CW Morse code for all the capitals around the world, around that area. And
You set the messages so you knew what was going on.
not really.
Not really?
We know what else. We well, on Morse code that was sent out, but the scramble came right straight from headquarters. Our headquarters was the 7-wing IG Farber building, the largest one in Europe, that's saved at the Fall Gardens, especially for Ike.
Did you meet Ike?
I never meet him personally. That's why I'm in the car go by, but he's pretty busy. But at that time, they had Nuremberg trials going on, so he was busy. And,
What was your rank while you were there in Germany?
Well, I started out pretty low. I started out as a private, and then I got up to T4, which is technician 4th grade. Same as tech sergeant. It's a
I see your stripes on your jacket. I see
Yeah,
3
yeah.
stripes. That usually means
Yeah.
sergeant.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of my jacket. I like
It looks good. It looks good
I
on
like
you.
Ike. That's his slogan.
You bet.
Yeah.
Well, do you have any stories you want to tell us while you were in the service?
I got stories coming out of here, but
Is something to
one of the guys that picked were good buddies, and I didn't know it at the time. He was full-blooded Indian, and we were traveling about 10 years later and went down and traveled into a lake, and we camped at Sibley Park. And on our way out, we were in a tent. The little boy said, "Nothing more dismal than a wet campsite," and that's the truth. They went into Lake Superior, went to a pharmacy, and I called Lawrence's mother. she's on a reservation. I didn't know it. And everybody there was laughing at me. And I never forgot that. But they really discriminated against us there. So the next day when I see my buddy, and he had 3 children. And I realized that it was full-blooded. I didn't know it.
Wow.
Yeah, I talked to her, wrote to him every year.
So you stayed in touch with him
I'll
for,
tell you that.
yeah. While you were in Germany, did you just stay there at the headquarters, or did you ever get out and about and see camps or concentration camps or anything?
At the transmitter site, we were upstairs. It's a horse barn, first of all. Downstairs were the transmitters. We were full of electricity and everything, full sufficient. And we had about 20 to a room. And, it was nice.
Did you ever get off of the site? Did you see any concentration camps?
You know, we worked around the clock, so we had a lot of time during daytime for shift work. So we'd always get in the one of the Jeep or one of the bigger vehicles. Traveling out of Heidelberg. Heidelberg was not touched. No bombs, no nothing. And we go to Heidelberg, Frankenstein Castle, or different areas, or on the Audubon. We go on the Audubon many times. And of course, I stormed for the Audubon
Right.
over here.
How fast did you drive on the Audubon?
I wasn't driving, so there's a lot of crazy people chasing us up.
And how long were you in Germany?
1 year, year 46, occupation trips.
So you said you got into the Army August of 45, and you got to Germany in November, is that
No,
correct?
I got in January.
In January, so that was 46. Okay.
We were right on the hard, and all the Germans thought they were going to take the world over. And anybody up to 10 had about 10 lessons in English. And all the children wanted they could say gum and candy. GIs gave them all they had. And we get up to camp, four tents named after cigarettes in a circle. 4 of them. Inside was the washroom, cold water, no heat. You don't forget that. And then a little on our way around, each got on the train, didn't move for a long time. Train was cold, no heat on the train. We stop every day for a hot meal somewhere in France. There were canteens, what we didn't eat, somebody would want, some person. Those,
People were hungry.
they were,
So those tents, those were camps for Germans?
no, they're just tent camps.
Just tent camps?
Just large tent camps for named after cigarettes, just for GIs coming in.
Okay. Okay.
You don't forget the cold water,
I bet not.
or somebody wanting their food.
So you were there for a year, and did you have to get your points to get to go home, or how did you get to go back to the United States?
Same way we took the train, same way. But we got about halfway up in Germany. We went from Frankfurt to Bremerhaven, Germany. On the way, train was cold too, same way. It's late December, right at the end of the year. And cars were cold. The car behind us, the guys set a fire in it, trying to keep warm. But he set that car off the side. And he set off the side, and they had the Germans brought the hose out. It said turn it on. No water. They let it burn up.
Oh boy.
But so then we got to Bremerhaven, and we got on a ship to come back home.
So all in all, you were in the service for a little over a year,
I was in service for a year and a half,
Year and a
18
half.
months.
year and a half. Is there anything you want to tell me about your time when you were doing transmissions? Do you have any stories about your transmissions you did
Transmission from what
when you were working with the
at the
at Ike's headquarters?
we had several guys on shift at a time, and the equipment was pretty good shape, so we didn't have too many problems really. And every day the either first lieutenant or second lieutenant would come over from the headquarters. But at that time, wood was all German was short on wood because trees are all. How do you get the firewood? You know, short of everything.
So the trees were gone
Yeah.
because of all the
Well, none
fighting.
of the trees were there. It was just as high as the reach was. It's bare.
Yeah.
Welcome to Lively. Your device is ready to use, and fall detection is enabled.
I can cut it out. That's okay. Is there something you'd like to tell young people about World War II? Your time in the service?
Seeing is believing.
You probably saw some
Yeah,
terrible things.
that's right. You see it personally, you can believe it. If you listen to somebody else, believe what you want to believe.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us today about your time in the service?
A lot of things. Would you want me to tell my story or what?
Tell me a story, sure.
Seeing is believing. I was in high school and drafted. Went to Sheridan to get checked in to see if you qualify. And August 2nd of 1945, I was drafted from Wood River, Illinois, to go to Camp Gulf, South Carolina, for 16 weeks of basic training to go to Japan. So the war had ended. President Truman, and president after Roosevelt died about April. So in May 7th, the war ended in Germany. And I was called service on August 2nd of 45. And they dropped the bomb on Hiroshima on August 6th, August 9th, Nagasaki. And Truman picked those two cities because they were industrial cities. And they knew that they were not going to give out kind of all the suicide laws they had. So went to, our secretary took us to Camp Office, basic training. And about halfway through it, September 16th, the war ended in Japan. And they had the ceremony on Missouri. And so there's a season where we didn't have to go to Japan, but we went to Europe instead. And so we went to, we arrived at La Havre, right around England there. You can see the ships in the harbor. They were sunken. As we went up the ramp, little children, 10 years old, something like that, we wanted candy and cigarettes. The GIs gave it to them. Went to our camp was at four tents. They needed their cigarettes.
Mhm.
Inside was the washroom, cold water. You'll never forget. In the winter time, anyway. Then we got on our train evening, sit there, both eating, and again they were cold, no heat on the train. Each day took us 4 days to go from La Havre on down to on around to Frankfurt. On the way, we stopped. Everybody had colds, and I think it had ABC pills or something. I don't know what I had, but anyway, we took those and had a hot meal each day. We had left our canteen some person who wanted that food. They were hungry. And so we got back on train, went around, we stopped at Mainz, Germany. Got off the train, and it took us over, we saw the Gutenberg printing press in Bonn, the Catholic Church, where it was preserved. So we saw a lot that way. Then we got to Frankfurt, and that's when they called us in to take a course, short course in radio. And we were assigned to go to the transfer site, which is 5 miles out on a triangle. The suicide's 5 miles out from Mike's headquarters. But everything was run from Mike's headquarters. And so we were support, you know. But at the transmitter site, we had a 30-foot Raleigh antennas, you know. And so.
And you transmitted out to different towns?
A big change from when I was a kid. My grandpa's old farm on the wall. When I was a kid, to what I saw in Germany and what you have now. So everybody knows you back then on the farm. You had to tell them get off the line. So now everybody's informed.
Right.
So everybody knows it now. But a great experience. And so we had many parades, but
That's
I did
good.
a whole out there in the our transfer site where we stayed in a horse barn. Our equipment's downstairs. It's fully sufficient to run on our own out in the countryside. And so we got to experience a lot of trips on our spare time around the clock, you know,
Mm-hmm.
shift work. That I learned a lot, and
I bet.
Yeah.
Well, I have your sons here today. Is there any stories you want your dad to share that he's shared with you?
Well, I know we like going to Switzerland.
You got to go to Switzerland while you were there?
Yes. Got a week vacation to Switzerland. Switzerland's more like Israel. It's yeah, they teach more for everybody has to serve. To 70 or disabled, you have to be in a certain place at a certain time. In Switzerland, the same way as Israel. Works the same way. And, it's a great experience for me. So I learned a lot. And, yeah.
What happened to the cigarettes they gave you?
Oh,
Oh, no, that's all right. You can tell
You
it.
can tell.
huh?
You can tell. That's okay.
I'm not telling everybody else I can do it. I never smoked or drank. Therefore, every couple weeks or a month I did a part of cigarettes, which are bed to be made up. I just tore a part of cigarette on the bed, and when I first got there, it'd be $20. But when I left, a year later, $60. Who wants them? I have no idea.
That's pretty good trade. So you leave the cigarettes on the bed,
I
and
started
so
pouring cigarettes on the bed, and
They-
somebody leaves it.
they take the cigarettes and leave you $20.
That's
But
right.
then it turned into $60. They left you.
Yeah, 60.
Wow. That's
But, you know,
a lot of money in 46.
about halfway through, about September, something like that day, somewhere, Russians got to printing up money so fast. On the serial number, they had currency control. They had American, French, English, and Russian. And the Russians printed up so much money so fast first. They called us in, took our money, and I lost 2 months' pay. I lost $200. Didn't have to support it. So I lost $200 right then. And but we made $100 a month, and that's what we got. So, you know,
At the time, that was good money.
well, then we had Joe and James, and I used mine to go on the trolleys or the ice cream or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Trip to
When you got home, what did you do? What was your job when you got home?
Before I left, I was working. That's a story too. Where I worked, at railroad, inside a refinery. The women made 85 cents an hour. I made 75 cents an hour.
Whoa.
You see, these are all half truths. The truth was, I was under 18, they were over 18. That's the truth.
Oh, okay.
But that's what I was working when I got called. I worked at that railroad doing heavy work. So when I got home, I called them up. They said I was temporary. So I just hung up. I didn't want to work there anyway.
Well, you had to finish your high school first before you did anything.
You
Yeah.
know, well, when I got home, in February, I finished up high school
Mm-hmm.
to get that done. So I took
How
a
did
couple
that work?
courses.
Tell them how that worked. Getting your high school diploma.
I took 2 English courses. That's how it worked.
You took courses, you passed them, and they gave you your
Well,
diploma.
you got to pass. Oh, yeah, you got to pass.
Yeah.
But
So then what did you finally end up doing for a job?
what I finally ended up doing,
Mhm.
being life.
Yes.
Wow.
Worked the refinery.
Yeah,
Worked at the refinery. That sounds like a
Married,
good.
had these four children.
That sounds awesome. And then where did you live while you were married and with your family? Did you always live in Illinois?
What did I do then?
Where did you live?
Where did I live? Oh, Roxanne, Illinois.
Okay.
Here,
And you consider that your hometown?
yeah, that's my hometown.
Okay.
Well, for the first year we lived in Edwardsville, and then the rest of the time, and then Roxanne, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Was there anything else you want to share today?
Oh. I've had a wonderful life. Travel.
You got to see a lot of country when you were in Europe
Yeah.
during the service.
Well.
That's great.
I traveled in quite a while.
Well, Joe,
Yeah, she could have done anything when she married me, so that's what I'm trying to say. True story. But, you know,
that's great.
we did everything we wanted to do. And so,
That's great.
she passed away last, May 3rd, so.
Oh, I'm sorry for that. Well, Joe, thank you for your service and thanks for doing the interview today. I've enjoyed talking to you.
Okay.
Thank you.